welcome back to Cuddy's Bookshelf. So this is going to be a bit of a different video. As you can tell, I look rough. But I'm thinking of doing a timed readathon? Is that what? No? I don't know what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself, so if you can hear the birds and that, I've got the windows open. I have been reorganising my library and this is why this has happened. But I really wanted to start this vlog and I'm going to do a 24-hour of reading, but I am actually going to time myself. So it will go into like 2 or 3 days. But I want to see how many books that I can read within 24 hours. And I mean, this might be a little presumptuous of myself, but these are what I'm planning on reading. So there is You Have Reached Sam, The House in the Cerulean Sea, Lullabies, Once Upon a Broken Heart, and the follow-on to that, The Ballad of Never After. So there is a lot here that's on my, I think all of them are on my TBR. So I want to try and get through as many as I can. And like I say, I will be timing. I will try and update you as many times as I can, give you a few glimpses of me reading, but that's the plan, if the plan comes together. If not, welcome to we don't know what. But yeah, let's get to timing and let's get to reading. So I've currently been reading for an hour and 22 minutes odd, and I'm on chapter 6 of You Have Reached Sam, and this book is so good. Like, I'm trying to, it's literally heartbreaking. And like the writing style as well is so good, so descriptive, and Sam, won't we all just love a chance to speak on the phone to someone we love? That's fun. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm on chapter 6, which is page 98, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's very much pulling on the heartstrings, and so I think it's like nearly 300 pages, this book, so it's took me just below an hour and a half to read the first 100, so I might be able to read this in a few hours because I've put it down and I already want to pick it back up. Which is always when you know it's a good book. But yeah, I will let you know if I read any more or if I finish it, because I don't think it'll be long before I finish this book. Okay, I'm going I'm probably going to have to start the timer again. I need to read. I finished the book. Sorry about the lighting. This is an unexpected recording. But so I've now been reading for 3 hours and 40 odd minutes. This book was so good. Oh my days. No, when you read a book and you know something's coming. Oh. So yeah. That was my reaction to the end of that book. So I don't know if I'm going to be reading any more tonight. I think I need a minute to get over that one. Overall, I've done 3 hours and 41 minutes and 35 seconds of reading so far, so not bad. One book down. I'm sorry, sniffling. I've got snot and everything. Attractive. But yeah. First book down. Oh, now I just look scary. And I will update you again. If I do read tonight, I will start the stop clock. But I probably won't update again. But I'll let you know when I read again. That freaking book. If you haven't read, you have reached Sam. 1, read it. 2, prepare yourself. Oh. It's so good. So, I got into bed last night and then I couldn't sleep. So, I was just overthinking You Have Reached Sam, you know, the crying and everything. So, I picked up another book and I started Once Upon a Broken Heart, and I was like, I'll read a couple of chapters. I'll do the timer on my phone so then I can just add it later. I'll just add all the timers up together, see how much I've done. And I read for about 2 hours. and got halfway through the book. I could not put this down. I do see why everyone's like raving about this, because it's very addictive once you start reading it, and like the writing isn't like overly small, so it seems like you're turning the pages really fast, the chapters are short, and I just needed to know. And then this morning I woke up and the first thing I wanted to do is carry on reading it, so that's exactly what I did. Is I had a relaxing morning in bed, and I started the timer and continued reading. So I finished it, and I'm jumping straight into the Ballad of Never After today. Because it's, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the short chapters, the big writing, but I just seem to fly through it. I don't know if anyone else feels the same when they was reading it. But can I just say as well, these the naked hardbacks to them are stunning. There's nothing on the back, but I just find them gorgeous. I think this one's signed also. Yeah, also signed. But yeah, and amazing. And I love Evangeline's like, even though really bad things happen to her, she's still a nice person. And very often you find, like, if they are wanting a certain life for themselves, they try and change themselves to fit into that life, whereas she's like, knows what's right and wrong. And I'm loving the Prince of Hearts. So, and this one, the Ballad of Never After, the hardback to this one, the naked hardback should I say, that foiling is absolutely stunning, and I really can't wait to jump into it. Is this one signed or no? No. It's just normal edition. But I mean, the covers are gorgeous anyway. But always helps when you're taking off the dust jacket to read. I might as well take that off now anyway. So yeah, I think it was altogether, I spent 3 hours and 28 minutes odd, somewhere around that, reading last night and this morning, because I just carried on the stop clock thing from last night, so it just carried on, and I think it's like 3 hours 28 minutes, something like that. And I've just looked at my screenshots, and it was 4 hours 28 minutes. I don't know if I was saying 3 hours 28 minutes, but who do I think I am? Freaking Johnny Five? No, short circuit. 4 hours 28 minutes it took me to read Once Upon a Broken Heart. Okay, now I feel like I've justified myself. I will go and eat food. Yeah, so I'll go back to because I used it on my phone and I use my phone to film, so I can't. So I'll try and put on the screen the times. I'll try and screenshot the times as well, and eventually I'll start adding it up when I think that I'm nearer to 24 hours. But for now, I'm going to put the stop clock onto my laptop, and then at least I've got my phone free if I need to film anything and all that jazz. Yeah, I just wanted to do an update to tell you that I started and finished, let me pick up the book again, that I started and finished Once Upon a Broken Heart. Really, really enjoyed it. Really love the characters. Really loving the storyline. I can't wait to see other things that unfold. This one ended on a cliffhanger of her being confused who she can trust, and so I'm gonna just, while I'm reading so much, like so fast, I'm gonna have to start the next one because oh, I like the edges too. The only thing, when a book comes and like the naked hardback is so beautiful that it would look beautiful on your shelves, but then the dust jacket also is just as stunning. You get so torn, don't you? But obviously you've got to keep your dust jackets on them because they're there for a reason. But yeah, I'm excited to jump into this. So I'm gonna get something to eat first. Then after I've ate, I'll probably film me reading a little bit of it and start the timer again. Knowing me, I'll put something in the oven and then have to start the timer a bit early. But if I do, I'll be sure to screenshot it. So hopefully I'll be able to. I'm still not very good with editing and that lot, but I'll wing it. We'll sort it. Anyone see that? Yeah. So I'll wing it. Hopefully it will turn out right in the end. I'm still learning the editing software and everything, so I don't use the best one. It's not very good. It keeps messing up my audio towards the end, so I'm working with that as well as not knowing what I'm doing, so I suppose that don't help, but we'll come out with some sort of video. Subscribe. Oh, I'm trying my best, but I'm reading books, loving books, and open to conversations about any of the books that I'm reading, so what more can I do? I've just got a really, really bad memory. Know how other booktubers, they can like remember all the names and like literally every detail of what happened, even if it's been like a couple of months after they've read it. But I have memory issues, so but let's not get into my illnesses. That's the story for another time. Yeah, look forward to that video if I ever put it out. I can't believe I have read 2 books and it's been like 6 hours reading? Less than 6 hours reading? 7 hours reading? I don't know. Somewhere around there. Not bad. Not bad. Proud of myself. Well done. Pat on the back. Right. I'm going to go because I'm keep rambling. So I'll see you once I've ate and read a bit of this. I've just finished The Ballad of Never After and I can't wait for book 3. I'm definitely joining the hype train for book 3. That ended on such a cliffhanger. It's that I get excited. I love reading books where it ends on a cliffhanger, but I hate it when I ain't got the book to carry it on. So really can't wait for the next one. Really enjoying these. If you haven't read them yet, I highly recommend. So that took me another 2 hours and 58 minutes. So, and I added it to, I checked all the times and that lot, and I'm on 13 hours 17 minutes. I wrote it down. So I've done 13 hours 17 minutes so far of my reading. I think I'm going to have to add some more books to what I already thought was an ambitious TBR for this thing. Let me put that in there. So the next book, I don't know if to read. I don't know which one to read next. So the ones I've got left is The House in the Cerulean Sea and then a poetry collection. I might read this whilst it is a thicker one. So I might read this while I'm having a cup of tea. Read some poetry, and then after that I will start The House in the Cerulean Sea, and then we'll have to make up a TBR together to see what I'm reading for the rest of the time. So at least I'm over halfway now. So doing well. I can't believe I've read 3 books already. 3 books in 13 hours and 17 minutes. You can tell I'm not at work. I actually get time to read more. But yeah. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with Lullabies first by Lang Leave, which is a poetry collection. And then I will follow on with The House in the Cerulean Sea. The TBR so far has been amazing. It's all been 5 stars, so yay for 24-hour challenges. Oh, stretching. But yeah, as you can tell, time is considerably past because I'm still using natural lighting and the room is a lot darker. But I will get back to you once I've read something and clock some more hours. So I finished Lullaby, well, I started and finished Lullabies. Took me about 45 minutes around that, and really enjoyed it. There's a lot of it in here like I could relate to, so yeah, really enjoyed it. And the illustrations in here, it's one of the things where you say the illustrations and then can't find it, but some of the illustrations are gorgeous, which I didn't, it's not like I expected it to be any different because all of Lang Leave's poetry have got gorgeous illustrations in. So now I am going to start and see how far I can get into The House in the Cerulean Sea, because I think I've done like 14 hours odd now, so 10 hours to go. I'm running out of books. Like, this is my last book that I said at the start of this video that in my stack of books that I was going to read, and I thought that was being optimistic, but obviously I've never actually timed myself reading before, so I wouldn't know how many I could fit in a certain amount of hours. So I get to pick some more off my shelves because I do actually want to keep some of my TBR to read. I might read actually from my TBR, take that back, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I might add that on the end if well, I will have time, won't I? If depending on how long, I'm sure this won't take me 10 hours. I might add A Good Girl's Guide to Murder on. That might be a good shout. Or my manga that I've got on my TBR, which is the second of the orange mangas. We'll see. So I'll crack on with this and then I'll let you know in what time I've read it. So I started and finished The House in the Cerulean Sea. I loved this. What a cute story. It's such a cute story. And the ending really got me. This 24 hours of reading has been the best. I've read some amazing books and this was hyped for a reason. I'm so glad I read this. Honestly, if you have not read this by some miracle yet, read it. It's so sweet and lovely, and oh, the children. I love TJ Klune's writing. It's the first book I've read of his. Like I said, I've got a few of his others, so I'm hoping that I get on with them as well. But if this is anything to go by, I absolutely loved it. So that has, I think it was 4 hours 50 minutes that took me, and so altogether I have been reading for 18 hours and 52 minutes, so not long to go. So I'm thinking of my next one will be A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Again, I've heard really good things about this, but then I have got the 2 other books from this trilogy. So I'm going to see, I've heard really good things about this. I haven't heard amazing things about the follow-ons, but I'm looking forward to diving into it because I love a good murder mystery. And I will get back to you, see how long this one takes me, and I should be close to the time. I have got a follow-on book that I haven't read yet, and I might just read it next just for the shits and giggles. But Gallant by V. Schwab. Again, I have not read a ton from V. Schwab. I've read Invisible Life of Adelaide Rowe. That broke me. That was such a beautiful book. And I've heard that you should really read this in one sitting, with it being so small as well. So I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. So I'm going to crack on with this, see what this time takes me to. And then, because what am I on? 18 hours 52. 5, so just over 5 hours left. Can I read this in 5 hours? We'll soon find out. So yeah, that's my plans. I'm going to try and read a bit of this. I have been heavily distracted today because I have been doing a jigsaw puzzle also. So I need to stop and read. So yeah, I did read most of this in bed last night and then finished it off this morning. And then I got distracted by the jigsaw puzzle. So now I'm jumping in to this one, having a puzzle rest. So I started and finished A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I enjoyed this. The only thing that I've got a issue with during it was she put herself in really risky positions and asked for really confidential stuff, and it just seemed to come really easy to her. It's like she was handed evidence and she could like sneaking into places, and you just knew, like at one point I was just like, I bet someone like comes in but don't find her and she gets away with it, and that's exactly what happened. And I was just like, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. But other than that, I did really enjoy it. It did keep me turning the pages. It did take me 5 hours and 15 minutes odd to complete it, and that takes me to 24 hours and 7 minutes. So challenge completed. So I did manage to read 6 books within 24 hours. So I don't think that's too bad, to be fair. Quite proud of myself. All those pages. Ooh, 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 ooh. I read You've Reached Sam. Heartbreaking. Amazing book. 5 stars. Then I read... No, I didn't read that next. Don't even know which order I read it in now. Then I read Once Upon a Broken Heart. Loved it. 5 stars. Then I read the sequel to that. Loved it. 5 stars. Then I read Lullabies and loved it. 5 stars. Then House in the Cerulean Sea. Adored it. 5 stars. And then A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I'd say 4 stars. Because it just wasn't as good as the others. That's what makes me know it's going to be 4 stars. So, yeah. So for 6 books in 24 hours, I have got 5 new favourites and 1 that's quite high up there anyway. So, good 24 hours of reading. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It has been a challenge. But I'm about to go to Waterstones for the day, so if you've liked this video, please like it. If you would like to see more from me, please subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye! Welcome to a very so that's gross. Food. I might have some food before I start, but if I do, I'll be sure to screen. Blah blah blah. But yeah, that's it. I've read a lot. The